Hey, welcome to Night Combos. It's Lovey here. So, as some of you may know, some messages have been leaked. We're trying to figure out was it done on purpose or not. Before you go thinking, oh, I know what this is, it was done on purpose. Just hang on. We were able to find out some information. It seems like it wasn't. We will get into why we think that. We could be wrong, and it was all set up. We will show you what we found out, look at a few clips and other things, and all of you can let us know what you think. And by the way, I apologize for my voice. I'm trying to suck on cough drops and peppermints and everything, trying not to make it that bad or horrible to listen to. But I apologize ahead of time. I've been dealing with like a chest cold and congestion, so yeah, that's been fun. But real quick, thank you so much to all of our channel members. You all mean so very much to us. And thank you so much to all of our subscribers and to all of our new subscribers. We are so very grateful for every single one of you. We honestly are. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, sharing, hitting the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. And please leave your thoughts and opinions about everything we talk about in the video in the comment section down below, and we'll be conversating with you like always. Okay, to begin this whole thing, we have to understand who a couple of people are first. For anyone who may not know, this is Dreamer we are about to take a look at. Some of you may have heard us talking about her before. She is an older woman who supports Gypsy wholeheartedly and sits on Bree's panels over on TikTok. So take a look at this video that Dreamer posted over on her TikTok yesterday.
I'm black. She has a syndrome. And none of that stopped our love.
Does anybody else have a problem with this? The girl's clearly special needs. But he's having a relationship with her?
Wow.
Or is it just me? I don't.
I'm black.
Now, when people said or do say that Gypsy should not have had a child because she has a serious medical condition, oh, all her supporters were all up in arms, saying people should mind their own business, shut the F up, they should seek help, they didn't know what they were talking about. Just so many different awful things they said about people who said that about Gypsy. By the way, this is a picture of Gypsy right here that she posted earlier today over on her TikTok. Isn't it really creepy and weird how she's laying when you think about how Dee Dee was found laying on her stomach in her bed? Anyway, one thing all of her supporters would say is Gypsy doesn't have any symptoms from her having the microdeletion 1Q21.1. We all know that is not true. It's been proven with her medical records. So take a look at these facts for just a second. So that awful woman Dreamer, and I know it seems mean to say an awful woman, and let me tell you, my mom raised me not to say anything like that about my elders, but she is an awful woman, and you will hear that in a few minutes. But she was talking about a couple, a biracial couple, which, by the way, Dreamer has a biracial son with special needs who has autism, okay? She was talking about a biracial couple who one of them had Down syndrome. Now, if you look at this says, yes, a person with Down syndrome is considered to have, quote, special needs because the condition can cause intellectual disabilities and other developmental delays. Pay attention to what we have highlighted in light purple right there. Intellectual disabilities and other developmental delays. It can cause these things that require specialized support and educational services. This is recognized by programs that provide early intervention, special education, and other forms of support to help individuals with Down syndrome reach their potential. So we can all see that Down syndrome is considered special needs. Keep that in mind though. The point is, one of Gypsy's main supporters is saying this about someone else, and they all think this type of thing is okay, and they absolutely don't believe they are hypocrites or simply can't see the hypocrisy in the things they say. I'll just leave that thought there. All of you can let us know what you think about that. No matter what your opinion is on this situation though, in the video, Dreamer does not know these people at all. Therefore, she does not know the severity of this woman's Down syndrome diagnosis. The difference in the woman we saw in the video that Dreamer stitched the difference in her and Gypsy, we know the severity of Gypsy's microdeletion 1Q21.1. We have went over many of her medical records on our channel. It is literally a video on TikTok that Dreamer just happened to scroll past and thought it would be a smart idea to stitch a video about it. She does stuff like this all the time. Now take a look at something else. With the right support and opportunities, people with Down syndrome can learn to live independently, have meaningful relationships, and build families. Independence varies by individual, with some living completely on their own, while others may need more support through assisted living arrangements. Regarding having children, women with Down syndrome are fertile and can give birth, while there have been a handful of documented cases of men with Down syndrome fathering children. Some adults with Down syndrome live fully independently, while others may require varying levels of support. As we just read, the different degrees of independence varies from person to person who may have Down syndrome, as well as the severity. Now this is what takes the cake. An individual with a 1Q21.1 microdeletion is often considered to have, what do you see? Quote, special needs, because the condition can lead to a wide range of developmental delays, learning disabilities, and other health issues that require supportive care. The severity varies greatly, with some individuals having no obvious symptoms, while others require significant medical and therapeutic support for things like developmental delays, intellectual disability, and other physical or behavioral challenges. Okay, so we all see that someone with the 1Q21.1 microdeletion is considered special needs as well. They also can have intellectual disabilities and developmental delays. Not always, but some can, like with Gypsy's case. The special needs term comes from the different levels of specialized support they may need. The severity varies greatly from person to person who may be diagnosed with 1Q21.1. So Dreamer and Gypsy, since you support Dreamer and get her to do your dirty work like the rest of your minions, why is it okay for you to have a baby, but there's something wrong with this woman having a baby? Please let us know. We would love to know the answer to that. This is a comment Gypsy recently wrote to someone over on TikTok, and it says, I think y'all stay pressed and stressed when I show up with real receipts and then stay stuck on stupid when ya got nothing to say, LOL, with a laughing face. Well, that's funny coming from someone who doesn't know how to use punctuation or make correct sentences or use proper grammar or anything like that, and also took 5 years while they were in prison for 8 to get their GED. So, Gypsy, I wouldn't be talking like this to people if I were you. But hey, we've been giving you advice our whole time that we've been on YouTube, on our channel. And we know you've heard it because you've been all in our comments. And you still continue to come up in our comments. So we know you'll hear this too. Also, just letting you know, Gypsy, you simply claiming something happened in a comment isn't receipts, okay, baby? Receipts are what we all show. You know, those of us over here who you call, quote, haters and jealous of you. Yeah, that's what we show, is actual receipts from your records, your medical records, your court documents. Yeah, we show those and prove you wrong every time you claim that Dee Dee did something to you unnecessarily. And then what do? Darn, we pull up that dad blame medical record and prove you wrong. And that's the problem. You stay pressed, sweetheart. You do. You're the one that stays stressed, girly pop. You, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. If I was you, I would feel real daggum foolish right now for writing a comment like this right here, knowing that everyone that used to support you, or I would say 95% of everyone that used to support you, no longer supports you because they see the truth now. Everything that we've all been saying for 2+ years, they see the truth. They see it now because it's all come out in emails and medical records and FOIAs. You have some gall to say that people stay stuck on stupid when you got nothing to say, LOL. Let me tell you something, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. We've had plenty to say. We find it quite funny that you come up in our comment section and you won't respond to us. We've also left comments for you and we have messaged you nicely and you won't answer our questions. Wonder why. Is it because you're pressed that your family won't have anything to do with you anymore because the money's not coming in and because you literally are a bad look on all of them? You affect every single one of their reputations? And so therefore they don't want to be involved with you? Yeah, you're pressed and stressed that Mia, your sister, your half-sister, has made it known that she wants to distance herself from you. Again, like we've said, this just proves yet again Gypsy is the one who is truly unhappy with herself, her relationships, her life, everything that goes on in her world. And she hates her own self and everything about herself. But, you could go get some therapy, you could go get some help, and while you're at it, you could also go get some dad blame parenting classes before you go bringing another child into this world. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off on a rant. Gypsy's just mad that we keep coming at her. After she wanted to be the cockroach on the internet, on social media, and we came back at her, with like hashtag Operation Raid and stuff, to get rid of that cockroach and stuff. Y'all get what I'm saying. But what we use is actual facts and medical documents from her own records, and she can't stand it, and she proves it day after day. For people who still support her and think that she will not ever reoffend, look at these types of comments that she leaves for people. It's not because she's just upset because, oh my gosh, she has to take up for herself all the time. It has nothing to do with any of those excuses y'all make for her. It has to do with the fact that she is mad that we all come with truth and facts back at her. These are the types of people, though, this is Dreamer right here, by the way. I'm sure y'all figured that out now. But Dreamer, Bree, Big Mouth Sheena, all of them that sit over there on that panel with Bree all night and all day, falling asleep because they can't stay up with Bree all night and day and all night again. These are the types of people we're dealing with in this whole Gyp-verse, if that's what you want to call it, crime scene or crime case situation. These are the people who dox, attack, and make fun of and try to hurt in every way possible those of us working hard to put out the truth and facts about Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her crime case of her unaliving Dee Dee. And also Nick's mom passing away, all due to Gypsy Rose Alcida Blanchard's choices and actions. Okay, now that we all know who Dreamer is and who we're talking about, let's move on. Here are the messages from Gypsy's friend, aka Minion, aka Dreamer, that got released. Let us know who you think released them. This is the first set of the messages. And Dreamer is about like Gypsy. I would say except a little bit worse, but no, they're about the same. They can't make proper sentences or put proper sentences together. But I'm not trying to be mean toward Dreamer or anything like that at all. I'm not by saying that. Maybe she didn't get, a proper education growing up. We don't know. We don't know anything about her like we do Gypsy. But she said, this is Dreamer talking in the white, and then you'll see whoever she was talking to in the blue in just a second. So Dreamer says, I promised Ken and Gypsy I wouldn't say anything. Bree, lie. I love Gypsy. Before we look at the rest of the messages, they do show the baby, who is absolutely beautiful, by the way. We really gave so much thought to this for the past several days. We didn't know what to do. We know the pics of baby Aurora are out there everywhere, all over YouTube and TikTok, which is what Gypsy has wanted all along. We believe this really is the baby because we've seen pictures of her from a few months back, which we never showed nor planned to. We could be wrong though. We did blur her face directly from the front. We apologize to those who may be upset with us about that, but we just don't agree with Gypsy and Ken putting Aurora out there for the money. Also, in the picture, baby Aurora's mouth is wide open. And I hate to say this, but Gypsy Rose Blanchard, you need to hear this. Ken Urker, you need to hear this. You posting pictures like this, whether you cover her face or only show, every single part of her body, except for the very front of her face, you've showed pretty much everything else. PDF files absolutely love stuff like that. They love the feet, the hands, the eyes, the nose, everything. They love it, okay? So we don't agree with people using their children to make money when a child cannot give consent. And little baby Aurora was sitting here in her little seat on the floor watching TV, obviously, because that's the only person that, or not person, that's the only thing that takes care of baby Aurora is Miss Rachel or the TV, the phone, or the tablet, not Gypsy. And it doesn't seem like Ken's doing much better either. You can see that Parker, let me try to zoom in here. You can see that Parker is right behind baby Aurora here. You can see this little bouncy seat over here, which is going to come into play with what we're going to talk about in just a second. But you can see this little bouncy seat, which is usually for smaller babies, not babies that are a year old or quite as big as Aurora is. But she had her mouth wide open because she was in the middle of eating a snack, like the little dry cereal pieces. PDF files absolutely love that. We'll let you use your imagination on why PDF files would love seeing pictures of a baby with their mouth, or a toddler, small child, with their mouth wide open. And why Gypsy would even take a picture of Aurora like that, we have no idea. Take pictures of your child like that, fine. It may be cute, they may be making a mess, for the first time. Like, for example, when babies eat spaghetti or SpaghettiOs for the first time. It's so cute, because they get it all over their hands and their little face and just everywhere, right? It's cute. You take pictures. But normal people don't post it all over social media for the entire world to see. Also, most people aren't well known, not famous, but well known for unaliving their own mothers, Dee Dee. So, since Gypsy is well known, she should absolutely be taking even more precaution and not letting pictures like this get out. Take them for yourself if you want to, but keep them safe and locked in your phone or whatever device you take the picture on. Keep it safe. Don't send those pictures to anyone. Then you don't run the risk of it getting out to the wrong person. So again, we apologize, but that's why we chose to blur Aurora from the front, because you can see every bit of her and her open mouth. So if we scroll up a little bit, you can see that Dreamer wrote, "I'm mad at Bree. I don't say anything, but she thinks I told everybody Gypsy engaged. I promised Ken and Gypsy I wouldn't say anything. Bree lie. I love Gypsy." Also, if you kind of look down here, I can't pull it up any further because this is where it ends. But if you look right down here, right next to I love Gypsy, to the left, the profile picture, you can tell that that's Dreamer's profile picture from her TikTok, which is a drawing, and it's an orange chair with a little brown cat sitting on the floor next to the orange chair. That's Dreamer's TikTok profile picture. So these messages were sent on TikTok to someone else. So we decided to pull this picture up of baby Aurora's eyes for just a second, just so that we could look at them. For those of you who want to see a baby Aurora a little bit more, we're going to look at another picture in just a minute, simply because we want to talk about something that Gypsy could possibly be doing to her. She does have Gypsy's eyes. Her eyes are not bright blue like Ken's and like Gypsy has always said, as you can see. We hope all of you understand us not wanting to show her directly from the front, close up. We really fought with ourselves about what to do for the past few days. Her left eye does seem to go inward a little bit, although you can tell she's looking at the TV, and you'll be able to tell even more in just a second in the next picture. But it's not as bad as Gypsy's left eye, though. Okay, so we've blurred this picture out too, so that her hands, mouth, none of that is showing. But you can see her eyes. They're definitely not bright blue. Now in this picture, you can tell that her left eye, which I know it looks like I'm pointing at the right eye, but think of this as a mirrored image. You can see the TV in her eyes, that she's watching the TV, which is pathetic that Gypsy's not on the floor teaching her things, playing with her, all of that. But then again, hey, maybe Gypsy doesn't know how to teach her anything. But you can kind of see that Aurora's eye isn't quite turned into her inner corner as the other picture. On the other picture, her left eye was turned inward just a little bit more, and in this one, her little eyes are a little bit more straight, but still definitely not blue. But you can see the background of this picture is Gypsy and Ken, or just Gypsy, whatever's apartment, and I guess it was Gypsy using either some kind of Photoshop, or she actually bought this outfit and flowers and headband to put on baby Aurora to take her picture with. I'm not really sure. I don't know what to think. Let us know what you think. We figured she's still sitting in the same little seat that she was in the first time, and Gypsy just made the picture look like this. But her eyes could also just simply look like this because she's looking to the side slightly to see the TV. So even with her own mother right in front of her taking her picture, she doesn't even care to look over. That says a lot, doesn't it? Because usually when a mother especially, but a mother or a father, like bends down to get on the floor, or squat down to get on the floor to be level with their baby, the baby automatically is going to look over at their parent and, maybe reach for them, or want to play, or share their little snack, try to hand you a piece of whatever they're eating. They do things like that. It says a lot that Aurora stays staring at the TV the entire time Gypsy's sitting here taking her pictures. So we've seen these messages between Dreamer and someone else, and Dreamer saying, "I promised Ken and Gypsy I wouldn't say anything. Bree lie. I love Gypsy." Well, after the message, I love Gypsy, you can see that Dreamer sent another picture of baby Aurora. And then the person responded with, she is a beautiful baby though. And then Dreamer said, she is. I taught Gypsy a trick next time she cries. And then the person she's messaging with said, "Aww." Okay, I wouldn't take any type of advice from Dreamer, who apparently didn't even raise her children and didn't stay in their lives the whole time they were growing up. Anyway, about these messages, if you notice, her friend Dreamer wasn't trying to defend herself about sending the baby's pictures out, but instead about not letting anyone know Ken and Gypsy are engaged. In the messages, that is. So we wanted to try and find out as much as we could about this whole thing. So take a look at this live from one of our subscribers and friends who also has a channel and gets a lot of good information with receipts. And they have a channel here on YouTube and TikTok. Over on TikTok, many of you may know her as Gypsy's Penny Crust. That's literally her name over on TikTok. But here on YouTube, it's at that, like the at symbol, and then all lowercase, all one word. I'm just Peach with the I and then the number 3. So it's like I'm just Peachy.
I came in under my real account because I'm being told that you're going around. No, I was told that you were live right now, and you're going around saying Madison did it. Madison did it.
Big Toe, be quiet. Mind your business, Big Toe.
You were literally. I got a message saying that you were live and that you were saying that I did it. How many times are you going to blame me for everything, Dreamer? Maybe I really didn't want to hurt you. Maybe I'm not out to hurt you.
That's what's all you've been trying to do, cunt.
No, you're delusional.
You're delusional, and you're a liar. We had you. You remember when you went on versus there in his live and we showed you all the proof, and you sitting there grinning like a damn dog, even though it's.
Okay, as you can see right here, this hashtag FreeBree account, that's Gypsy's BFF Bree. And she's in the chat talking. And she's talking to the account Quad's wife, which she's usually known as Quad. Right here is Quad's wife responding, which we'll see in just a second. But Quad used to be on Bree's panel all the time, and she would like go at it with people over Gypsy. She was a huge Gypsy supporter. Pretty much everyone on this panel was a Gypsy supporter, and big time, and used to sit on the panel with Bree until they finally seen the truth and left. But they've also, flip-flopped back and forth so many times it's ridiculous, and you can't really tell if they're serious about knowing the truth about Gypsy or if they're just mad at each other at the moment. You never know with them. So the first red arrow is pointing at Bree's comment in the chat to Quad, which says everyone knows that this is Dreamer's other real account. And Quad says Dreamer has multiple accounts, LOL, because Bree's trying to act like Dreamer only has two accounts, Dreamer Craft Corner and Dreamer Craft Corner .5. But she actually has multiple accounts like a lot of the minions do, or like all of the minions do, actually, so that they can use them to go after content creators who speak truth about Gypsy and facts. Okay, so I backed it back up just a little bit so we can let it play all the way through.
It's live and we showed you all the proof, and you're sitting there grinning like a damn dog, even though it's...
Do y'all hear how horribly Dreamer is speaking to Madison?
Showed you the proof that it was you. Do you remember that guy? Do you remember that bitch? Do you remember
Wait, hold
that?
on, Dreamer. Hold on, Dreamer.
You're just a fucking liar. You know, I would have more respect for you.
No,
if
you
were
should
to-
have
yeah,
a
I
lot more
made
respect
a lot of
for
those
me than
accounts,
you do,
and I've
but
been
you
doing
don't
this,
listen.
Dreamer, and I've been doing this. I would have more respect, but you can never ever accept responsibility.
What
for
am
your
I going
own
to receive?
actions
How can I
because
receive?
you're lying.
How can I take responsibility for something I'm not doing?
Dreamer, Madison has taken accountability for everything that she has done.
You know what, bitch?
No, she hasn't.
Yes, I have.
No, she
you
quite
haven't.
hasn't.
You're a liar.
I swear to God, if y'all don't shut
You
the fuck
are a
up,
liar.
every single one of you, it's my turn to talk.
You are a liar.
I'm not, but okay, let Black Sheep talk now.
First
You know
of all,
what? No.
you know what?
That
No.
is- Do I think all those accounts are yours? No, I don't.
Listen.
They're your friends. They're your goods
No,
that you're
see, you're just
interviewing this.
blaming me.
Oh my
But
God.
you know what, bitch? You were the one that put out the picture. And, Mimi,
Oh my God.
I got a video, bitch. You stupid,
video?
fluoride cunt.
I don't
I
care.
got a
Make
video.
as many videos
It's
as
going
you
up
want.
on my
Why
page.
are you so angry? You're such an angry lady. Holy shit.
Can we, like,
Fuck
calm
with me.
down?
I fuck back.
Black Sheep, you know how much
Take
I
a fucking
genuinely
chill
cared about
pill.
Fuck with me.
that.
And you know what,
Smoke some
Mimi?
fucking weed.
You better go read your Bible.
Nobody's fucking with
Do
you.
you know what the Bible says? Do
You know
not
what the Bible
bear
also
false
says?
witness
Shut the
against
fuck
your
up.
Hold on,
neighbor.
we're in church,
Have you heard of that one?
Have you heard that
When
it
you
says in the
fell,
Bible
so I
that
guess
you
you're
need to
pretty
shut up
hell
and know your
where
place?
you
You shouldn't
belong.
be preaching. You're a
Have you
woman.
also heard
You're a
treat
woman.
others
You
how
shouldn't
you
be
want to be
preaching.
treated? Holy fuck.
Hold on.
I'm
The
gonna
Bible
smoke
says
Listen to what Dreamer's about to say one more time. What she says to Madison right here.
Good
no.
that
See,
you're
you're just
interviewing this.
blaming me.
Oh my
But
God.
you know what,
Shut
bitch? You were the one that put out the picture. And
This is I'm Just Peachy 3, or has the 3 at the end, at I'm Just Peachy 3 YouTube channel, just in case any of you want to go and watch the rest of that video. We'll link it at the top of the description box of this video. You should subscribe. She always brings receipts with everything that she shows. Plus, she makes some pretty funny content as well that's very entertaining. So y'all heard that Dreamer was bringing up the 9th commandment, which is, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Dreamer, Gypsy, any of you minions, do you know what that means? You are called to speak the truth in all situations. Your words should be a blessing, not a curse, to those around you. You should speak up when you see injustice or when someone is being falsely accused, like Gypsy falsely accusing Dee Dee Blanchard. Okay, so we know that was a bit much with everyone talking at once, but hopefully all of you could understand it. At first, with just the messages, we were thinking this was not done on purpose, because we were thinking Dreamer messaged someone she thought she could trust, and they may have messaged someone else, and then they may have messaged someone, and so on and so forth, and everyone kept thinking it was someone they could trust until the messages were, released by someone. So we didn't think that it was done on purpose by Dreamer or Gypsy or anything like that, to be honest. But with this live that we just watched, or the piece of the live that we just watched, along with the messages, it kind of seems like this was done on purpose. By who is the question? Was it one of the flip-floppers? Dreamer? The Madison girl? Which we know Dreamer has clearly been messaging. Because why else would Dreamer say, and I know you sent that picture out. You released that picture out. Why would she say that unless Dreamer has been messaging with Madison? Even though she has apparently disliked Madison for months. Or was all of this set up by Gypsy? We don't know how many hands these messages and screenshots went through before someone finally leaked them. The thing is, in our opinions, it still all starts with Gypsy carelessly sending out pictures of Aurora to whoever. Pictures that shouldn't go out to anyone other than maybe family. Seriously. Pictures that were obviously taken at Gypsy's apartment. Like I was saying, we heard Dreamer just now accuse Madison of sending out the pictures of the baby. For those of you who don't know, Madison used to be a huge Gypsy supporter like I was telling you, but now she apparently isn't anymore, as well as Quad. They both used to be on Bree's TikTok panels all the time. Amber J, as you can see, was also up there on the panel. Now that she supports Gypsy, she was in the comments asking Bree, what should I do? Which you can also see right here, where Amber J right here was asking Bree, what do we do? So, getting to the engagement, our thing is, why would Gypsy and Ken not want People Magazine or TMZ to know? Especially since that's two of their #1 favorite places to run to, or #2 favorite places to run to. We think it's because if TMZ or People Magazine broke the news, Ken and Gypsy lose the ability to cry, we wanted this to be private, which is hilarious because nothing about Gypsy's life has been private since 2015 by her own choice. We're trying to get some info and find out if they are planning some sort of special one-time episode type thing to show Gypsy is getting married or what. If we hear anything about that, you know we will bring it straight to y'all. Remember in our video, Gypsy's not going on any cruises? If you didn't see it, we will also have that link at the top of the description box of this video. We said in that video, why would Gypsy put Urker Family Christmas on all of the shirts for their Disney trip unless she knew she would be married by next Christmas when they go to Disney World and Universal Studios? Do you think maybe their Alaska trip, since it's only for Ken and Gypsy, could be their honeymoon? It's just a thought. Let us know what you think. Also, look at this comment Gypsy made about having another baby. So in the video Gypsy posted showing the jacket that she bought for Alaska that's nowhere near, like, you know, for cold weather like that in Alaska, it's way too thin. It's just nowhere near enough of a jacket for Alaska. In that video that Gypsy posted, someone commented, what if you happen to have a bun in the oven and Aurora will be expecting a little brother or sister? Will you still be able to exchange it? First of all, why would someone ask that? But whatever. Gypsy replied, if we were actively planning to have another child, then I would just buy another coat. Now listen to this carefully. But for now, I have an IUD. I would love to have another child. I loved being pregnant. Well, not the third trimester, but everything felt so magical and just so beautiful. She claims to have an IUD, or intrauterine device, which is a type of birth control that goes through your cervix into your uterus. This is what an IUD looks like, just in case you didn't know. Either way, if that's true, keep it in, Gypsy. It's not fair to put another child through a bunch of scrutiny like you have Aurora and use another child to grift with. So please, keep it there, at least for another few or several years, while you get off of social media, or at the very least, get your daughter off of social media and you learn how to put your child before your social media time and your me time. Okay, Jippadoodle? Thanks. We'd all appreciate it. Okay, jumping to that other picture of baby Aurora I was telling you about that we wanted to talk about. Look at the back of Aurora's head in this picture. A lot of people seem to think that Gypsy is shaving her head. You can let us know what you think about it. We honestly think, in our opinions, when hubby and I both talked about it, that Aurora doesn't have much hair at all in the back of her head, not because of Gypsy shaving it, but because in her entire 11-month life, Gypsy and Ken have admitted to keeping her laying down. Now that she's older, bless her little heart, she gets to crawl around and move around. If Gypsy's on a freaking live stream on TikTok. That's about it though. That's where that bouncy seat comes in at that I was pointing out to all of you earlier. Also over here, if you look to the right side of the picture, you can kind of see the swing that they can lay baby Aurora in. So she's losing her hair from laying on her back so much, moving her head around. And that's normal for babies, like when they're newborns and a few months old and all of that. But for a baby who is pulling up on furniture and standing up on their own and sitting up on their own and stuff, they should be able to crawl around their own home and play as they want to without having to worry about their own mother putting them in the crib or in a bouncy seat, or in a some type of, or a swing, some type of device where she can buckle her in on her back. Also, notice baby Aurora yet again is looking at a screen, staring at a screen, not even worried about who's over here to the side of her taking her picture. Just so Gypsy can say, look at the baby, look at me, I have a baby, me. She couldn't even do her stupid video of how to take a picture with the quote right angles without saying, I had a baby, yeah, okay. It was just another look at me. I had a baby with Ken. I trapped Ken. Hey, look at my baby. Never mind, look at me. To now, okay, here's what my baby looks like. Well, now that everyone's showing her, I might as well show her and make that money. Because if y'all remember, Gypsy said that's why she came back to social media, because she didn't like everyone making money off of her name. So I guess now she will do the same dang thing with Aurora. Anyway, back to this engagement. She has absolutely not learned to be her own person without influence from others like Bree, Big Mouth Sheena, and the rest of the minions, or even Ken. We don't think Gypsy understands you have to be your own person, even in a marriage. There are things I like to do that hubby doesn't, and vice versa. There's also things we do with each other that the other person doesn't care for as much, but we don't mind it. So we do it anyway to spend time together and because we love each other. We also do our own things separately. It's okay to do your own thing, even in a marriage, then have things you do together. Let us know if you agree, if you think Gypsy understands that or not. Also, if you think she's ready for a marriage. She changes personas so much that it's hard to keep up. It also shows she has a personality disorder, in our opinions anyway, and with the things she's been diagnosed with. And she doesn't know who she truly is as a person. She still hasn't learned that in life, and definitely in a marriage, and most certainly as a parent, everything is not always about yourself. Gypsy makes major life decisions based on emotion, not stability. Marriage, a baby, moving, reconciliation, breakups, everything is impulsive with her. She doesn't know who she is yet. We definitely know she is an unaliver of Dee Dee Blanchard. How can she build a stable marriage, though, or raise another child, especially when she doesn't pay attention to, teach, or play with the baby she has now, if she doesn't even have a stable identity, and possibly may never have one? Right down here at the bottom of this video is the certificate of achievement that we've shown y'all before on our channel that Gypsy received in prison for decision-making skills. Yeah. So the leaked messages didn't just expose baby photos. They exposed a pattern, an apparent plan for marriage, and possibly a production schedule. And until Gypsy can stay off of social media long enough to start and finish a healing journey, a real, true healing journey, not a storyline or her next new narrative, she doesn't need another engagement. She doesn't need another baby. She needs boundaries, therapy, like serious psychotherapy, and a break. Just like I was telling you to pay attention to that comment she made about the IUD, saying she would love to be pregnant again. She enjoyed being pregnant except for the 3rd trimester for the most part. Never did she say anything about, oh, I would love to have another baby. I loved being pregnant. I enjoy being a mother. It's the thing that matters the most to me in life is being a mother. We think she would love to be pregnant again for the attention, and that's it. So yeah, she needs a serious break from social media. But hey, that's just our opinions. Let us know yours. Do you think Ken really has been dingy enough to have proposed to and even marry this thing? I mean, the messages are real, regardless of who leaked them. Also, do you think this is really Aurora? I know he didn't show her face and blurred all of that out, but what are your thoughts on it? I mean, it seems to be her. Let us know your thoughts about it, as well as everything we've talked about in this video, down in the comment section, and we'll be conversating with you like always, and we would greatly appreciate it so much. And again, thank you so very much to our channel members, and a huge thank you to all of our subscribers and new subscribers. We honestly are truly so grateful to have all of you as a part of our family and channel here on YouTube. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, sharing, hitting the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos, all of the things, and we would truly appreciate it so much. And this video really did run a little long for sure, and we apologize for that. But there was several things we really needed to touch on and talk about and get all of your opinions on. But we do appreciate the comments that we get from some of you who let us know it's okay when we have a long video. So thank you for that. Always remember, the best is yet to come, and we'll see you in the next one, and we hope you have a good night and God bless. Bye.